Hey, it's Christian here. So, the reason why I'm making this video today is because I want to talk about high and low ticket offers. And I'm doing this because I see a lot of coaches out there who value their products at wrong points and not know their worth. So, if you don't know me, sorry, I've built a company with my partner that helps coaches automate their client acquisition completely because I don't think that coaches should be spending time on actually getting clients. So, I'm just going to have some quick bullet points that I'm going to cover today. So let's just jump right in. So let's just talk a little bit about what actually is, high ticket and low ticket. What's the difference between high ticket and low ticket? And a lot of people, or what I'd say here, in my niche for coaches, high ticket is around $1,000 plus, and low ticket is around under. But there is some in between with the middle state with this 500 to $1,000. But let's just say anything from 500 down is low ticket, anything from 750 up is high ticket, and there's this in between that I would still call low ticket. So that's really the difference between it. And to really understand how you actually price your product and price your service, we talk about what's called the price to value discrepancy. There's this opinion that when you price your product, if you don't have enough value, you decrease the price. But the difference is that you actually should increase the value. Never decrease your prices, just increase the value. And this is the value to price discrepancy. You don't want to have less value than your price because then it won't sell. You want to have a lot more value than you actually sell for. So let's just say that you sell for $1,500. You want to have value for at least like $3,000 because then you over deliver. Means that you bring clients happy results. So, but how do you actually make sure that you have this, value? How do you make sure that you have this value in your coaching business? And the thing is, when you charge high products, you need to go in depth with your clients. That usually means longer sessions. You can, over a longer period of time, you can really dig deep into their problems. And this also creates commitment with the prospect who is buying your product. Because then, let's say we do a $1,500 deal for 3 months or 6 sessions. It's a long time and a long, big money commitment for the prospect, and also actually you as the coach, because 3 months is a long time. But in these 3 months, you'll have a lot of time to work with, your client and solve problems. So it creates a lot of commitment with the actual prospect who's buying this product. And that's, what you can do with high tickets, that you can take these to extremes. You can also say, I know people who do like $15,000 for a coaching session, and they have a value of a half a year with a lot of sessions, but they go really deep and cover a lot of things. So they see in extreme value at the end, the prospect who is buying. Because that's what you do. If they stand in the end and they haven't, gotten value for the time and money they spent, then you have not priced your product the right way. And that's why a lot of people is scared that they don't provide enough value, and they end up charging, doing low ticket. And the problem with low ticket is that you can usually reach more people, and it's much more shallow because you don't, actually spend a lot of time on each prospect because you need more prospects in the door because you're charging lower prices. And these low ticket offers, you don't know actually what you're worth, or at least you have a misconception that you don't know the value that you're charging. And that makes you charge a much lower price for your product than you actually should. And this ends up, you having to constantly get more and more clients and not having enough time to focus on the clients that really matter. So, and this, we can also talk to this as a quantity versus quality. Because there's this common misconception when doing this high ticket, low ticket, and that's it. Low ticket helps a lot of people, but high ticket, is just to get money. And that's a really bad misconception, because what you can do when you deliver, when you have a high ticket price, let's just say $15,000, you can deliver much more value, and the prospect actually ends up getting more from your coaching than they would have gotten for a $150 1-hour session. So that means that these longer session or longer commitment periods you can see a lot more change with your prospects, and the change is actually more significant. Because what happens if it's just a 2-week program with 2 sessions and maybe 2 group sessions is that the prospect don't feel or usually don't get the kind of change that they need, that needs to happen, because a lot of coaches, solve deep problems, and that usually takes a lot longer time to actually solve than just 2 or 3 group coachings and a motivational speech. And I think that's a really wrong viewpoint you can have on it for a coach. Not wrong in that way of it's doable, but a lot of I just see a lot of coaches. I've personally met a lot of coaches who sell their products at a very low price, and when I see what they're selling, it's just there's so much more value in it. What they're charging $200 for it, they should be charging $1,000 for. And I've also seen coaches that charge $2,000 for something that's only worth $1,500 or even $2,000. And that way they don't get good clients, and they don't have, clients actually coming back to them. That will destroy the business. So when is it, best to go from a low ticket offer to a high ticket offer? In the start of a business, it's very important that you don't overestimate your ability, because when you don't have any success story, any proof of concept, you don't know what you're doing in the eyes of others. So in the start, it can be a lot better to start with low ticket to get some reputation, because what you can get with low ticket is quantity, but the quality goes down. So when you get a lot of low ticket clients, you help more people, and you get more testimonials or build more social proof when you get these low ticket clients. But you probably won't help them with as much as if you don't high ticket. But that's fine in the start if you just looking to create that social brand and social mind to actually show that you know what you do. But when you have a proof of concept, then you should up your prices. Don't stay here, because a lot of coaches I see actually they charge, let's just say, $200 for a product, do this with 10 clients, and then they just keep it because they don't think it should be worth more. They don't understand that every time they teach, they get smarter, and for that knowledge they have, they should up the product. And a lot of coaches have this problem that upping the prices makes them feel like an idiot. But I have this way of looking at it. I also sell high ticket products, and I have this way of looking at it that if you buy a high ticket product, not only you but also the actual client have much more commitment, because if you don't deliver these results to a client, then it will hurt your personal brand very bad. And you'll also, you'll actually not fulfill what the client, wants to help you with. Because when a client buys from you, it's because they have a problem and you promise to solve it. That's the only reason someone will buy from you. And if you cannot fulfill that promise, and they have put a lot of money into you, and let's just say you have a guarantee as a return on that money, it's just a waste of time. So you need to make sure that you have the value to, support these high prices. So in the beginning, just to go back a little, in the beginning, it's good to sell low ticket to establish a proof of concept. But as soon as you have more people and you have a lot of knowledge and you know that you can help, you know that you provide a lot of value, and sometimes just look at your clients. If they feel extremely, extremely helped from what you've done over a month or two, then you're providing a lot of value and you can up your prices. And usually what happens if they see change, this is actually a fun phenomenon. Wrong word. That when someone buys more from it, they usually just see the thing that they're buying is more precious, and the end result will have more value to them, even if they've bought the same product who fulfilled the same thing. But if they buy the high ticket product, they feel like they have more commitment to it, and then the value will be worth more or seem like more value to them, even though it's the same start and end point, just because of the high ticket. So a good example for this is if we take like H&M t-shirts, which cost like $20 and $10 to $20. It's not really a lot, and anyone can go buy those, and it doesn't hurt when you go. You just, there's no pain to actually. You just need a t-shirt and go buy one. There's not really anything to it. But when you're buying like a Gucci or a Louis Vuitton bag to $3,000, $5,000, some even more, that hurts. But that bag is special to you, even though you could have gotten a bag at H&M for $100, which could do the same things, maybe even hold larger things, maybe not better quality, of course, but do the same purpose and fulfill the same needs that the other bag actually does. But that thing that Louis Vuitton and Gucci have done is that they have a big brand and they know that they provide a lot of value and they can charge these prices. And that is the same thing with your coaching business. You can be charging these prices if you can back it up with a solid brand and solid value. So then some people say that, or I've seen people say that it's harder to sell high ticket than low ticket. And yes, this is to some parts true because, selling something for $100 and selling something for $1,500 is of course harder. But it's not that much harder actually, because a lot of the people you'll get on will be so invested that if you can solve the problem and you make sure that they know you can solve the problem, they will buy. I mean, it doesn't really matter. If they know they can trust you and you can solve their problem, then they buy. I mean, money doesn't really matter at this point. It's just the problem. Can you solve the problem or not? If you can show them that you can solve the problem and give them good results, you do this with testimonials and case studies, then they will buy. And, it's in the start when I said it's hard to sell or why you should start with low ticket, because you don't have any leverage in the start to sell high ticket, but you don't need a lot of leverage to do it. But yes, you will close fewer clients because some people won't have the money. You will close fewer clients having this high ticket offer, but then you could generate these more money, and the people you'll help 10% 10 times more than if you were to sell one product to 10 people. You'll help this one person, as much as you've helped these 10 people together. So when you see, I actually think that maybe you sell like 1/3, but for every high ticket you help 3 low tickets. So you actually provide more value when you sell high ticket. And this is only something you can do when you actually have, a proof of concept. So what should you be charging for your product, and how do you value your own, and how do you see what value, your products is worth? As I said earlier, you can look at the testimonials if you have a proof of concept, and also your education. You can look, who am I? What have I done? What can I, provide to the market? What can I provide with value? If you know you can solve a mental health problem or past trauma from someone who's really struggling, that's a lot of value. That's a big, big achievement. I cannot tell you exactly what you should be charging or what you should be actually, charging for your products, because that's very hard and that's individual for every business to business. But I think almost if you know you can solve a problem, like a more serious problem for a person as a coach, you should at least be charging $1,000, $1,500, maybe even $2,000. And if you know this, if you look at, if let's say this is a business owner, and what you can help this business owner do is get more time, or not more time, but make them spend their time much more efficiently. They'll generate that business owner a lot more money than just spending $2,000 on helping you. They'll probably generate $50K over a longer period of time, if not even more. Then you could be charging even higher prices. And as I've said, I've met coaches that charge up to 30, 40 grand for a month of coaching, just because they know so much and they provide so much value. And the only reason why they can do that is maybe if I were to pay them 45 grand and I'd receive 90 grand in value, and it'd be a good deal for me, even though it seems expensive. That is what you can do when you know that you're clever and you have a good proof of concept. And also, a lot of people think that it's morally wrong to charge high prices for a product, when in reality, people actually want to pay more for premium products because, as I said, it creates commitment when you buy a premium product, and they're a lot more engaged in what you actually tell them, and they know that you can help if you sell this at a higher price, and you'll help them more. I mean, I cannot stress this enough. If you have the value for it and you know you can help, people will buy it for more, and it'll be better if they actually spend more money on it, because they will see bigger changes, because they're much more committed. So if you can change your prices to your value, and you say charge $1,000 for something, you're only charging $300 for, and you can provide that value, you'll actually give the client more in the end and help them even more for charging higher prices. And also, you should know what you're worth, right? if you really want to help people, you cannot go out and help 1,000 people, carry their school bag to school every day, for an example, right? What you can do is you can teach them how to, walk on their own and carry their bags themselves. Det er et dårligt eksempel. Det kan der blive det her. Hvor lang tid den op på?
Det viser den ikke. Jo, kvarter. Det er et både nu. Jeg synes ikke, du har nævnt den der med det sales call.
Nej.
Er det bare ikke kommet der til nu?
Jeg ved ikke, hvad jeg er kommet til.
Synes du tabte et eller andet på et tidspunkt?
Jeg synes bare, jeg gentager mig selv lidt.
Jamen, vi kan altid sætte den igennem, og så se. Okay, det er nok nærmere den her rækkefølge, vi vil lave det i. Ja. Det kan godt være, Charlie, der han bruger 3 timer på en 3 timers video, og vi bruger 2 timer på kvarters video. Men jeg tror så, at han har lavet lidt flere videoer.
Ja, det er jo hårdt til at sige til det. Kan du huske, hvad det var, jeg stoppede med at snakke om?
Du var ved at snakke om skole. Det er med...
Vi går da bare det eksempel ud fuldstændig. Jeg vil give et eksempel på, hvordan high value sådan kan hjælpe.
Vi står på low ticket, som er bare hjælpe med at løfte taske, så vil vi så gå hjælpe en.
Ja.
Men I selv løfter deres taske.
Ja.
Rigtig dårligt eksempel.
Rigtig dårligt eksempel. Jeg prøver igen. Okay, so a good actual example for this is, let's just say you have a crowd. You're speaking on stage to a lot of people. Let's just say you're speaking to 300 people. Each of these people paid you $20 to be there. And you go in, give them a motivational speech, and say general things like, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. Whatever you do on this. And, a lot of people will feel motivated and feel, oh, this hit deep. And when they go home, they'll think about the next day, they'll talk to their friends about it, and the next day again, they'll maybe remember 1 or 2 things about it. And in a week, they'll probably only remember one thing that's really important. And then within a month or a year, they made a small change that did something, but something significant won't really have happened to any of these people because, they didn't really have any sacrifice or commitment to this thing, and they have no commitment. They don't think it's worth it. And they don't, automatically the brain thinks that then I should not be spending time on this because there's no value in it. But if you were to take just 3 of these people who each paid you $2,000, then you could go down to specific training with each of these 3 people and actually help these 3 people improve their life for the better. I mean, actual improvement instead of just talking to a lot of people and doing nothing other than little motivational speaks. Motivation only lasts that long. If you really want to change, it takes a long time and it takes hard work and not motivation. That's why if you can just go down, instead of helping 300, you could help 300 people maybe change, or maybe just a thing or two, maybe take out the garbage 1 more time a week. Nothing incremental, but actually help 3 people change their life for the better and maybe make the money they want and maybe be able to provide for the family, whatever it is, right? So that's how I see the difference between high and low ticket, is that you can provide so much more value with high ticket, and the prospect that buys it will see it as much more value when it's high ticket than when it's low ticket. And also you'll save time in the end, of course. It'll take longer time you spend on high ticket. But in the end, when you grow, you cannot handle, if you really want to expand, you cannot handle a lot of low ticket clients because there's a lot of things going around and it'll just become chaotic. Where if you can just focus on these high ticket clients, you can reach, or you can do a lot more for a lot less. And less is more, basically. And if you're worried about your prospects not being able to buy your product, I had this, what is it called, sales call the other day. And I had this prospect on who said, when she started the call, she said, I don't want to buy today. I don't have the money to buy today. I said, fine. I just took her through the interview. and provided her with the value. And to her, I have not set a price before I started recording. I have not set a price. But when we came to the, I've asked my questions, blah, 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 I've pitched her, and I said, I want to do this, she wants to do this, she wants to know the price. And it was $2,000, I think. Yeah, something like that, I don't really remember. But then she, because I've explained all the value to her, she could see that it was worth it. That's why never, ever, 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 I cannot stress this, never, ever mention your price. I mean, never. This will ruin everything. If you mention your price before you've got them on a call and actually, pitch them and told you all the value, never say the price when it's high ticket because they won't book. If they see this costs $3,000, right off the bat, they will not book. Right? So you can do this with low ticket. That's actually a quality you can do with low ticket, but you cannot do this high ticket. If you sell high ticket, you must never say the price before you get on the meeting. Never. You can use guarantees, you can use your offer, what you provide, but never, ever say the price. I'm just going to repeat that one more time. Never, ever say the price. You won't get them. But this person who said, right, yeah, I don't want to buy, when I've put all the value up in front of her, and she saw that I can actually help her get out of her situation, she happily paid those money because she knew that this guy, I have a problem. I cannot get there myself. And the only way to do it was through this money. What I'm trying to say at this point is if I said $200, she would have said yes. Is that $2,000? She would have said yes. Maybe if I said $5,000, she would have said yes. Just because I had enough value to back up my price, you can charge that price. And I haven't gone out, so I don't know her results yet, but I think she's going to do great. And I know she does not regret. When I talk to her, it's not anything about the price. It's just, she's thankful that I actually accepted her, but doesn't matter. So I think that's all for this video. So if you're interested in anything, learning more about sales and appointment booking, if this is something you're struggling with in your business, there's a link in the description. Just full transparency, it's just a sales funnel, just for you to see a video and book a call. If you're struggling with anything appointment booking just check it out. 2-minute video, nothing really wrong there, so don't really care, do whatever you want. So basically that's all for this video. I want to say thank you for watching. Sincerely, I really appreciate you spending the time watching this video. Hope you gained value from it, and make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube nonsense. And just again, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you soon. Bye.